Okay, welcome back to another Easy As Accounting Software video presentation. What I want to talk about in this presentation is just want to finish off the categories area. If I look at this year, so I'm just going to jump back quickly now because I moved forward a year. I'm jumping back to 2009. Now, if we have a look here, this is where I set up these extra different categories. Remember that in the last video I added 2 categories and showed you how to do that. Right, let's say you've got a whole list of categories here. You've deleted half of the ones we've created because they didn't mean anything to you, and you've replaced them with something else. And you might have 30 categories in your list. You've got the whole system perfect. You know what you're doing. You're running your business hot to trot. What will happen when you change to a new financial year is it only installs a new set of default categories. That sucks, doesn't it? You lose all the effort you've put in. You haven't lost your data from last year. Just that in the new year, you don't get these nice categories that you've set up. You're going to have to go through and do it all over again and spend a couple of hours setting it back up. That's going to really be painful. Right, but you don't really have to. I'll show you what you can do. They foresaw this problem. They have to keep everything individually because of the way they do the accounts. It just keeps, there's so much flexibility with this accounting system that you have to do some things manually. I'm going to show you that what I said is true. If I look here, those 2 top things disappeared. You've just got the default settings. Jump into your category area. It will bring over the names. It just doesn't bring over these target categories. You will have to re-enter your target category. But that's pretty simple because all you do is jump back into previous year, print a report, print it out, and you can just jump down your list and enter your target categories applicable. You don't have to do all this again. I'll show you what you need to do. See down the bottom here, the little icon, little circle. Hit this circle. It says click this if you've begun a new financial year and you'd like to see some of the expense categories you created last year. If you click this and this doesn't pop up, it might pop up and say there are nothing new. You didn't create any, so it's not going to come up. It only pops up if it finds that there are categories in the system which are different. So, let's see here. We go down the list. Yep. Oh, it says, well, you've already got that. See, you can't go wrong. So, what you can do is you just, if you've got all the different ones, you can't remember which is what, just go down the whole list, click every single one, until you figure out which ones to bring over. We know there's no others. We know that in this list we only had 2. It will only bring over for you additional categories which you don't already have. So it's already telling me we already have an accounting category and it happens to be called exactly the same name, right? Even though it says we have a materials, it's not called materials. It's called 1 materials, 2 materials. We can have that. It doesn't care. It just treats it and looks at the name and says, oh, you've got something already called that. Right, so now, if I click yes, they're now there. Look at that. They're now here. I don't have to re-enter it. So if you've got dozens of categories, that's all you've got to do. Jump up there, select them, click yes, and now it's brought them over. All you've got to do now is enter in. I think last time we called them 222. Enter your categories and away you go. Simple as that. Now everything's back to normal. That was what I really wanted to point out to you about this particular presentation. I don't think I need to point out much else. I've pretty much gone over everything. I think if you look at this screen here, we can add our income category. See this here? Your bank transfer, your cash. This is where you go to add new income methods from this screen as well. You can add your payment methods here as well from this screen. You can add more suppliers that were pertaining to your invoices and that as well. So here's pretty much where you get to add a lot of different stuff.